Good morning and welcome to Real Talk with Tamara. As you guys come into the room, please hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. I want you guys to know that I appreciate you so much. Um, as we work hard over here to bring you good content. All of your donations and all of your support to the channel is definitely appreciated. Um, Subscribing to the channel means a lot to me. My loyal subscribers mean a lot, as well as all of my new subscribers that are coming in. As I always say, I care more about quality than quantity, meaning I've always prayed to have really good subscribers, right? um and the quantity will come in. I got some real grown folks over here. I'd rather have for my subscribership to grow steadily and have quality subscribers, okay, than to have a whole lot of subscribers, with a lot of with a lot of chaotic situations. I have some real grown folks over here, and I appreciate you guys so much. Today, I wanted to talk about, y'all, excuse me a little bit. I'm resting today. And so I was sitting here and I was thinking, and I was like, where is Black Youngster? I know another YouTuber had did a video on Black Youngster probably some few months back. I saw where Fee had done a video on Black Youngster. Okay. I think in the beginning when this Dow situation happened, Black Youngster was very, he was just kind of out there with it. He was very vocal. It seems like he was a little braggadocious. And there was a lot of people was like, well, you have to understand that there was a beef that was going on between Black Youngster and Young Dolph, and he wouldn't care anything about Young Dolph being dead. But here's the thing about that. I think I've always said this in the beginning. I've always said this forever, right? Even if Black Youngster was having a beef with Young Dolph and he did not care anything about Young Dolph's death, what Black Youngster was doing, what he was allowed to do, what Gotti allowed him to do in the beginning when they didn't think that the feds was watching, was extremely tacky on so many levels. And the reason I say that, Young Dolph was still a human being. Okay. And even if Black Youngster and Young Dolph was not getting along, that video that Gotti approved for him to put out was really a disgrace, and it's just tasteless. Okay. What Gotti and them, and I've said in the beginning, needed to understand is they still have a responsibility to the people that helped to make them rich. They still have a responsibility to the young dudes in the hood, that the few that's still looking up to them. Okay. Because they do have a fan base. They have a responsibility to them not to put stuff into the atmosphere as if um you know somebody was taken out. And I'm down at the grave because that video came out right after Young Dolph was assassinated. So in the very beginning, we saw a lot of Black Youngster and a lot of his people that are up under him, because he has a label, being extremely disrespectful. Okay. And I don't really speak a whole lot on Black Youngster, okay? Because one of the reasons that I don't speak on him is because I grew up around Black Youngster's great aunts. I knew a lot of his cousins that, before he was ever even born. Okay. I never met him. I didn't know him. I just knew a lot of his family members. And one of his cousins is still my best friend to this day. And so, out of loyalty to my best friend of almost 40 years, I don't say a whole lot about it. A lot what I could say. But what I can say is that was extremely, a lot of what was put into the atmosphere, it was extremely tasteless. It was extremely tasteless. And I kind of see, and when I think about Black Youngster, I kind of see Black Youngster, and I kind of look at Black Youngster and look Cam as kind of like the same and similar. It seems like to me that Black Youngster had a battery in his back, because if you would listen to Young Dolph would always say, I look, when they would try to give interviews with Young Dolph, okay, listen, that's Goddess Artist, and I was looking right at the interview. That was Goddess Artist. He said, that's Goddess Artist. This ain't got nothing to do with me and him. The issue is with me and Gotti. I don't even know Black Youngster. Okay. And so it appears that a battery was put in his back. And I think it's a damn shame, because I know the area that Black Youngster come from. That is a very impoverished area. When you talk about South Memphis, I think the end that Black Youngster come from is probably the poorest part of South Memphis. So it goes back to what I was saying about a lot of these people just doing anything for some money. It's cool to be loyal to your people, but I think Black Youngster was encouraged to go as far as one could go, and it looks like he did. Okay, because when Dolph's van was shot up, who did we see going to court? We saw Black Youngster and some of his people, when the issue was not even with Black Youngster. And see, that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about people validation, where people do anything for validation and money. And when you listen to Black Youngster, you always heard him talk about how, Gotti helped to take him out of a situation. I'll be forever grateful. A lot of these niggas putting other men where they should be putting God. Gotti didn't give him the gift. God did. It is God that touched the heart of man. Okay, God had put Gotti in a position to bless him, but it seems like it was not in good faith, though. And what I mean by that is God was giving out whatever God may have put him in a position to actually bless people to make money. Because, I have to put some Bible scriptures in there. It says the gift comes without repentance. And it seemed like what these niggas been doing with the gifts that God gave them, they're going to have to do a lot of repenting, because they going down a lot of them. It just ain't no way around it. And so what I started hearing from people, and I ain't talking about just regular old people. It was evident of what was being put out over the internet, but it was people that was watching them, that's got the power to do whatever that's going to be done, that was not pleased with what they were doing right after Young Dolph was taken out. A lot of people love Dolph, regardless of what a lot of people in Memphis say. It's a lot of people in Memphis that are not. I mean, that are not in Memphis. Say it's a lot of people that are not in Memphis that's got an opinion that don't know a damn thing about Memphis. Okay, so regardless to what people say, there was a lot of people in Memphis that love Young Dolph. It's a lot of people that was really proud of Youngster and Gotti. Hell, we listened to Gotti's music. And even when this situation was going on between Gotti and Dolph, and we were interested, and when it was going back and forth, people like mess. But what was happening between Gotti and Dolph is no different than what has been going on in rap. Rap was kind of created, and it was kind of interesting, because a lot of rappers would beef with each other on wax, especially when they had an album coming out. But at some point, Gotti and them got too sensitive. Gotti ass is in his motherfucking 40s. I'm getting mad as hell. I have to be real careful, because I take this to heart, because I was born and raised in Memphis. Okay? Memphis is my city. And so, although a lot of people have looked at Memphis as just a lot of people like to hijack Memphis. And I kind of call them bloodsuckers. Okay? Bloodsuckers of the city. Whereas me, I truly have a heart for my city. I understand where the people come from. That's why when people say, well, you making money off Memphis, bitch, this my motherfucking city. I got businesses in Memphis where I pay taxes, and I spend my dollars in Memphis. So don't say nothing to me about making money off of my city. A lot of these bitches that's saying that ain't better put now dollar in Memphis. Not now. I support the businesses in Memphis all day, every day. Okay. So I look at the crime that is going on and it breaks my heart because I walked all the streets of Memphis. Everybody knows somebody's family in Memphis. That's just how it is. I.e., I know Black Youngsta's family. And so I think it's a shame that unfortunately for Black Youngster that a lot of what he was pushed to do is gonna come back to haunt him, but Dolph can't get up out the grave. He can't get up. And that's what happens when a lot of people forget about who gave them the gift. God didn't give him the gift. God gave him the gift. God would not have been interested in him if God had not given him the gift. He gave him some kind of gift to draw attention in rap. And so a lot of these young dudes get to talking about what people hating on me and this, and ain't nobody hating on Youngster. Youngster no went too far. And we as people, I think a lot of what has happened is we're to blame because we didn't choose when they were shooting that dog. We should have chosen then. Because people don't give a damn about you unless now you start messing with their money. Okay. And I'm talking about when you making big money, not no little bit of damn money. I'm talking about big money like what they make. Okay, y'all gonna shoot at him. Wait a minute, y'all going too far now because y'all try to kill him. Okay, we got to counsel some people because we can't have that. As long as they putting it on wax, that's different. We're gonna see who gonna have the biggest comeback. But now you talking about shooting at somebody trying to kill me. Y'all niggas gone too far. We can't buy another CMG album because regardless to whether Gotti was involved or not, we got to hold him responsible because it came from his label. These dudes that's being implicated come from around Gotti, just like the ones who are in jail right now. They had an affiliation with CMG some kind of way. Okay. So we have to hold Gotti responsible because he could have been put a lid on it. We can't support you unless you put a lid on it. And who in their right mind, because a lid was not put on it, it would make anybody believe he had to have been encouraging it. Anybody that's building a business with blood, sweat, and tears ain't get ready to let nobody come and ruin that. Now they sitting up talking about we can't ruin the brand. Dolph in his motherfucking grave. What the fuck y'all talking about? Ruining a brand. Y'all allegedly ruined a life, a family. Because they ruined some lives when they killed that boy. It went too far. So, we don't hear a whole lot from Black Youngster anymore because at one point, um, you had Little Migos, and they still, it's a lot of stuff going on. It's a lot of, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, and I'm not saying that it's coming from CMG, but I'm saying, people are pretty pathetic. I'm talking about as far as a lot of stuff that's going on. It ain't nothing that the feds don't see or know. Don't ruin nobody else's life by trying to send them out to quiet nobody. Because their life gonna be ruined one way or the other. They're gonna either be dead or they're gonna do fed time in jail. And it's a damn shame that what we see is a lot of men that are willing to leave their families, to break their mothers' hearts, to leave their women and kids out there with nothing, to go do dirt for another man. If that ain't pathetic, I don't know what he is, but they be willing to do it. And they feel like, well, if I could pay somebody else, little dude, a little crash, I mean, that's somebody's damn child. That's the reason why everything's starting to blow up. These niggas ain't right in their faces. But where is Black Youngster? You know, he's been pretty quiet, and that's a good thing. But why couldn't Black Youngster stay out of what was going on with Dolph and Gotti? He could have just been loyal to Gotti by keeping it on wax. He could have been loyal to him by keeping it on wax. That's why you know that a battery was put in his back. That's why you know. And I think it's sad, when I think about like young men like straight dropping them, and people say, well, you shouldn't feel a certain way. Don't nobody tell me how to feel. I grew up in Memphis. I have kids that's straight dropping them's age. And yes, I feel a certain way when I know that they come from nothing. And you got niggas that's in a position to help them to attain whatever it is in their minds that they feel like they want. But instead of telling them get your mind right, they dang all this shit in the front of their face and say, I can give you this. Just like the devil told Jesus. I can give you all the riches if you do this, this, and that. And Jesus said, no, I shall not live by bread alone. And he resisted the devil. It ain't no difference in what's happening now. These devils dangling all kinds of stuff in these little dudes' faces. And they ain't got no secure home life. A lot of them are troubled. A lot of them going through hell and home. A lot of them parents and shit are on drugs. So they ain't got nobody that has taught them anything. Okay, they ain't got nobody that has really taught them anything as far as they don't know nothing about God. They don't know anything about morals. And sometimes I feel like, even with some of them that have been taught that they're still going left. Because I know Black Youngster came from a family that believe in God. Them women was some God-fearing, Holy Ghost-filled women. Okay. But somehow, Black Youngster forgot about who the real God was and started looking at Gotti as his God. And now, he's having to, we don't really see him. Okay. Because if he was involved in this Dolph situation, it's not my job to say that. I don't know. He know that his number is going to be up pretty soon. But what was all of it for? If he was, what was all this about? Because the beef was never with him. Is he doing the same thing that was done to him? Because people kind of repeat a cycle. A battery was put in Black Youngster's back. Okay. And a lot of these folks, as I was getting ready to say, instead of them using the positions that God has put them in to try and help other people, they kind of dangle stuff in front of their face like they did straight drop, and he flat foot crashed out. What these young dudes don't understand is anybody that care about you, they ain't gonna send you out to go hit nobody else. And even if you say, look, they talk about you, I'm getting ready to do something to them, they're gonna say, oh no, hell no. I can't let you get involved in nothing like that. But I doubt that that's happening, because you heard what I said the early part of this year. I was like, a lot of these dudes, Black Youngster had put out a video talking about, I'll kill somebody just for saying F you. That video was seen by a whole lot of people. And I'm talking about a whole lot of people that can make some decisions as it relates to the law. And so what it could look like is he was trying to incite fear. And a lot of these lawmakers don't like that. Okay. People feeling like that they can incite fear in a community, but it's a damn shame when you try to incite fear in a damn community that helped to make you rich, especially when you came from nothing. So, now he's, you don't see him much on the internet, and it's because, the feds are doing their job. They've been doing their job from day one. Okay. as they should. Young Dolph was a human being. But my question is, you know, with young Dolph not being on this earth anymore, has it made anybody's life any better? We know that it has not made his kids and his family's life any better. Has it made their lives, whoever was involved? And I'm not saying, that Black Youngster has not been indicted. Just let me say that. But I'm just saying, in general, I'm just putting some stuff in the atmosphere. Has it? Has trolling and laughing about the demise of another African American man that has children and a family that's also watching you, Black Youngster, did trolling him make your life better? Or did it continuously put that demonic stuff into the atmosphere to teach a lot of these little kids that has helped to make you rich that somebody dying or being assassinated and then trolling them is okay? Okay. So I know I kind of got into all kinds of stuff as it relates to this, because my mind be going everywhere, because I take a lot of this stuff extremely personal. Ain't no black folks no gangster. Okay. I know they look at a lot of these mob movies and things of that nature, and people they got it confused as it relates to even over there in Houston. They're gonna see that they ain't no mobsters either real soon, if that's who they're looking up to. Because I'm gonna tell you what's getting ready to happen down there in Houston. A lot of them folks been getting away from crime because they have been buying off the politicians. But a lot of people have started to open their eyes and see what happened was a lot of those people was smart enough to get in bed with the politicians. And so now the people are starting to open their eyes and realize why they've been able to attain the power. They're going to start changing out those politicians. Okay. They're going to start changing out those politicians. And then you're going to start to see justice being brought as it relates to cases from years ago. That's all you have to do is open your eyes and then change what the problem is. And the problem is being in bed with some of the people that hold the power to keep them out of jail. Okay. And I think a lot of people are realizing that. Okay. But as far as Black Youngster, you know, he's quiet now for right now. I think every now and again, somebody will put a battery in his back and tell him to raise his head up or something like that. But it's a damn shame that, as I said before, that what went on between him and Dolph had to go this far when the beef was never with him or Dolph. It was never with him or Dolph. What makes some of these entertainers think that it is okay for a life to be taken? I don't know. It's inhumane on so many levels. And until we start letting them know we're not going to support you, you will never become rich off of rap, rich or famous, or nobody affiliated with you, or anybody that's sponsoring you. That will be the record label. If you're out there putting any type of violence in the atmosphere, feeling like you can take out or participate in taking out anybody and then bragging about it. Not only is it sick, it's evil, it's inhumane, and it's just wrong on every level. And what make these niggas think that that any of it could have been anybody, is right? I don't know, but it's messed up. And you know what gets me is a lot of these folks will sit up and say, when these people that have gang ties and things of that nature that's out here doing a lot of bullshit that they know ain't right. Well, that's just the gang life. But then as soon as the police do something, we got to do something about these police officers. But you have people that find a way to try and justify, even dating back to when Dolph's truck was shot up, dating back to when young Dolph was shot in Los Angeles. people tried to find a way to justify that and tried to put it on Dolph. Well, he shouldn't have been by himself. No, they never should have shot him. How about that? Them niggas didn't have no right to shoot him. That's against the motherfucking law. Okay? They ain't had no right to shoot him. That was wrong. And we should have handled it as consumers then. Me or my kids ain't looking at nothing that you got coming out. We gonna boycott them. We ain't gonna look at the networks. They put them on networks, they won't get the motherfucking advertisement. Okay? Anybody that supports you, we're not getting ready to deal with it. We should have handled it in the beginning. That would have made them get some act right. They wouldn't have felt okay in what was going on with Young Dolph, because regardless of what Young Dolph was saying, he was still a human being. Them niggas was taking shots at Dolph. They was doing stuff to him behind the scenes, and why people thought that they could kiss and make up after his van had been shot at, and after he had been physically almost killed. That was attempted murder. It's beyond anything at that point. I just hate Dolph didn't go to the law. But instead of folks saying, y'all, we're going to stop this, somebody attempt your life, you don't have no loyalty to them and let them stay on the outside so that they can continue and finish the job. Because look at what happened. They sitting up trying to make the person feel bad, that's trying to protect themselves and preserve themselves so that they can be out with their family, especially when you got a bunch of bloodsuckers that's insisting on taking you out. That man had a family. And now when CMG is in the city, when they're doing a video, they call the precinct. Anybody can call. Oh, the Memphis Police Department protecting CMG. Their job is to protect anybody. Any rapper can call. But they called the precinct, had a whole goddamn precinct out there, off-duty officers and everything, to make sure that they are protected. But people had a problem, when they wanted to shame Dolph when he should have gone, and some niggas' asses would be in jail for life right now because they were showing up trying to kill him. And we as people should have stopped buying their stuff. And once people see that you ain't gonna support them, they'll sing another tune. Because a lot of the people that's putting money behind them ain't gonna do it if they ain't gonna get no return. Okay. That's why I always say, y'all, we got to do better. But where is he at? I'm sure somebody has told him to sit down somewhere. I'm sure they have. But all of this stuff could have been avoided. All of it could have been avoided. Because just because you get mad at somebody, and this is for Black youngster, me, or anybody, you ain't got no right to take their life. Somebody say something you don't like, you ain't got no right to take their life. And unfortunately, a lot of these people sent a lot of these dudes out. Because see, if God had really loved Black youngster, he never would have been sending them out to do a lot of what he sent them out to do. Okay? And that's what a lot of these dudes don't understand. When folks care about you, they don't put you in a position to lose your freedom or your life. They just don't do it. Okay? But anyways, you guys, I could go on and on and on, but I want you guys to like the video, because when I start getting in this zone talking about this stuff, y'all know I feel a certain way, because I truly love the city of Memphis. I do. I truly do. So nobody could ever know more about, especially if they ain't lived in Memphis, more about Memphis than a Memphian. And just because somebody might tell them something about Memphis, they can't tell them they know more about, they still don't know more about Memphis than me when I live, sleep, and eat Memphis. Because even though I live on the outskirts in Mississippi, that's still basically Memphis at this point. I just live in a suburb part. My businesses are in Memphis. I'm in Memphis every day. I pay taxes in Memphis. I support businesses in Memphis. I truly want to see Memphians come up. I don't just hijack the city. My heart is in Memphis. And so I think that it is a damn shame what has happened and what a lot of Memphians who I know came from nothing have subjected themselves to. Okay. So where is Black Youngster? I don't know. I'm sure they've told him to be quiet. But whatever they're telling him now, they should have told him a long time ago. And so when people change their tune, it's not to protect you, because a lot of times they say, "Oh, it's to protect you, little bro." No, it's because you want to keep the heat off of you. Because if you wanted to protect little bro, you wouldn't have been putting that battery in little bro back like that. But when a lot of these dudes didn't really come, have no fathers to teach them real love and things of that nature, unfortunately, they don't even understand that. Okay. But all right, you guys, I want you guys to like, share, and subscribe. I didn't mean to make this video that long, but I want you guys to know that I appreciate you so much. If you would like to support the channel, you can definitely support the channel via Cash App. I want you guys to know I love you and I want you to be safe out there. Always put God first, okay? I'll talk with you later.